I've not listened to this. Let's listen to it together and see what it's about.
David, Jimmy from Philly, I'm sick and fucking tired of listening to your bullshit about unhinged Trump supporters and this and that. You're so full of shit. My hat's off to you. You can't withstand it, David. You got my information, motherfucker. Fuck your cappuccino. Fuck your cappuccino. Fuck your cappuccino. Information. Fuck your cappuccino.
Flippy from Indiana. Flippy from Indiana, please unmute. You are on the air, my friend.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, David, it's me. I just was wondering if you've ever reconsidered making an OnlyFans?
Sorry, if I've done making an omelet, what?
No, making an OnlyFans. Earnings season is over, and it's time for you to show us your zucchini.
That's very clever. No, listen. I think I'd be more likely. I'd be more likely to show my Granny Smith apples than any Zooks. Floppy Dukes.
Flippy floppy.
Floppy Dukes. Floppy Dukes.
Flippy floppy.
5 1/4 inches.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
Stand back and stand by.
Let's please continue on.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
All the networks! All the networks!
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
All the networks!
They say, that's amazing. How did you do that? That's amazing. How did you do that? I do it because I have like a good memory, because I'm cognitively there.
It's a verbal ink blot test.
I'll tell you one thing, boy.
There is a kind of a WWE kayfabe.
I'll tell you one thing, boy.
It's almost like a poetry in a sense.
I'll tell you one thing, boy.
We need a remix.
I'll tell you one thing, boy.
Really, really good remixes though.
Trump has got more money than you'll ever have.
If it's a joke, it's like a 3-year joke. We need a remix.
Trump is more American than you'll ever be.
What do you guys think? What do we need as a nickname for that gentleman?
Trump is more man than you'll ever be.
I think that the haiku hillbilly, there's something about his cadence.
You are bought and paid for. I'll tell you one thing, boy. Trump is more man than you'll ever be. I'll tell you one thing, boy.
All right, welcome everybody. Whoa.
More American than you'll ever be. I'll tell you one thing, boy. Trump
Does anybody hear that, or is that just me?
than you'll ever have. I'll tell you one thing, boy.
Is there a song playing right now?
You are bought and paid for. Trump, Joe fucking Biden.
That's actually coming out of my vent, not a speaker. What the hell is going on? Okay, anyway. Joe Biden is going to sign into law a bill today. Hold on, what is the law? It's a really big deal, but I just forgot what it is. The president will be signing the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act into law. Okay, so that's today. Welcome, everybody. It's so great to have you here, and we have so much to discuss. I have unban requests to adjudicate, and just so much is going on. Let me see. Where are we even from the standpoint of these streams? There we are. Okay, good. Okay, let's get right. I have so much to talk about. All right, so let's get right into it. I do want to say thank you to Obese Luis for signing up via Twitch. Tangela Irene for the 3 months, AJ for Ow, as well as Green Man, 15 months for Green Man, and 79 Carlio. All great people. Really appreciate your support. Chakaseki asks via Super Chat, I heard a rumor Joe Biden will announce that Dogecoin will be replacing the US dollar. Can you confirm? That is not what is being signed into law today. I can assure you. That is not it. And Robert says, when does the Greatest Hits album drop, David? Yeah, you know, I still like the idea of doing a Spotify album with those songs that you heard before the stream started. When I asked for help publishing to Spotify, all these people wrote to me saying, I work with an agency that can get you published on Spotify. It's $5,000. It's all this difference. I don't know, guys. I was thinking there was just some simple way of publishing these songs to Spotify. And I'm up for it, but it can't become the biggest project. It's like mostly we're doing a political show, not music. People from California, Floridians, what are Pac-Man fans called? Do we have an official name from the standpoint of fanboys? We don't. Trolls are still saying you didn't cover Palestine. Absurd. Yeah, who cares? Any interest in becoming a father? You know, I would go back to what producer Lewis once said. If I accidentally had a kid, I'd probably love the kid. That's a famous phrase etched in the minds of David Pakman Show history. I have one unban request to adjudicate. This is a user. Oh, I do have my gavel today. This is a user named Night Sabers. They've been a follower since December 8th. On December 8th, they arrived and said MAGA. That's okay. That's allowed. They weren't banned for that. Then they said Antifa was allowed to riot. Just saying. That was on January 6th. As the riots were going on, this user said Antifa was allowed to riot, I guess in defense of what was going on that day. Then they said water bottles were being thrown by BLM, actually. Then, wow, January 6th was a big day for them. Then yesterday they showed up and they said, we're coming for Antifa. This is the real revolution. Cry liberals, cry. I hope it's civil war because we have a list. David Pakman is a hypocrite. David Pakman is a soy boy real cuck. Soy boys better get ready to duck and cover. David Pakman is paid by the CCP. David Pakman is a traitor. Then they were banned. Okay. Their unban request is poo poo please. Okay, that's going to be a deny and perma. And that one is done. Yeah, they're staying banned. That's just, sorry. But that is not happening. That is that's an obvious. You're making my job too easy with that one. Okay. Justin says, if you don't have the ban hammer, it's not the same. No, I have it. I mean, that's just, if I could double perma ban them, that's what I would have done because that's just such trash. All right. I'm not even sure really how to get into this as we stand by for Joe Biden here, but there has been, and we're getting very close to this event now. There has just been a crazy situation lately where I don't even know how to introduce this because I don't know like who's mad at who. At one point, everyone was mad at me because of something related to Israel or Palestine. Then Chris Varsh, or also known to some just as Vosh, said I'm a Zionist and used the term pejoratively, even though the definition of Zionism that I don't go by whatever modern pejoratives are now used. Zionism just means you think Israel should exist. But in any case, Varsh called me a Zionist or a scientist. Now I'm not even sure. Then a streamer who seems to be making a lot of money off of me, Central Committee. It's like Mike from Jersey or something like that. He attacked Vosh or me or both. And then Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II attacked them. God, I wish I knew who was mad at who. I just really don't know. But here are like some clips. I'm trying to understand this as much as other people seem to be. And, you know, I get the feeling that if I was better at drama, like I could have started some kind of beef with Jimmy Dore months ago, and it would have been like great for my show. I just am so busy researching my stories and reading and doing my gardening and stuff that I don't know how to start the drama with people. But it seems like if there's this many people obsessed with me, there's some opportunity here. Like if I was better at marketing, maybe. Anyway, I'm just going to go through these clips in no particular order. Here is Destiny explains why Vaush's Zionist accusation is weird, even if walked back. Okay, like we're just going to dive into these. I don't even know what's going on.
If I said, you like, the rioting needs to stop, we need to mow down dipshit N-words. Well, okay, hold on. I shouldn't call them N-words, but what I really, like, that would be, like, more comparable. It's just super fucking weird. It's just, like, I'm giving you this for life advice, even for those that disagree with me. You don't call Jewish people that don't live in Israel, to call somebody in America a fucking Zionist. You are right there. Like, you are standing side by side with a white supremacist that's like, oh, it's beautiful. I never thought we would come together like this. It's so beautiful.
All right, so there's one take. And again, I'm just trying to understand what this is even like. So from this one video, I gather Steven is mad at Varsh. That seems clear, right? Okay, next.
There are so many tropes. And I don't even, the thing is, and I'm honest about it, by the way, I'm the only person that will be honest about it because I don't instantly say people are racist or anti-Semitic or blah, 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 which I don't think I've said for Varsh. I don't know if he's anti-Semitic. But I mean, like, if I wanted to, and it's annoying too because, like, I do treat these people with more fucking charitability than I would ever fucking get, even though people constantly accuse me of it. Like, a guy that was banned from Twitch for saying glass Israel, okay, and then is saying shit like Pac-Man is hiding his positions like a sneaky Jew, I guess, about his Zionism. Like, what? Like, Jesus, fuck. Like, if any alt-writer had made, like, this combination of statements, your fucking, like, Nazi radar would be exploding in your dashboard. You're like, oh, Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. That's absolute. There's 1,000,000% enough.
So Steven shot out of a cannon. Okay. Then here is Destiny. It says Destiny talking about now Central Corporation. Now, do Destiny and Corp, are they together or opposite? Let's see.
I lived like David Pakman trying to take her out with disgusting bullshit innuendo. And
this is Mike from Jersey talking, right? And now Steven's talking about him. Is that what's going on here? God, if I was good at this stuff, I would be able to turn this into like a 50,000 subscribers, but I don't even know what to do with it.
As opposed to what she actually believes and says. Pretty amazing. By the way, you know how people like David Pakman will do these fucking little rat move
rat. Oh. I mean, I don't know. Rat, I don't know if that's going to be commented on, but rat is, I mean, you know, I don't want to even say what it alludes to when you're talking about a Jewish person, but I don't know.
And no one calls, you know. Now, this is why he doesn't make videos anymore about this issue, chat.
What
That's why
issue?
he doesn't make videos about that anymore. That's why he's not making any videos about the #1 news story
What's he talking
in the
about?
fucking world. He's
The #1 news story, by the way, for this week, right? Nobody gives a fuck about what was happening in India and Pakistan anymore. Nobody really gives a fuck. Oh my God, I found it. Thank you. Seems to give a fuck much about like the Uyghur stuff anymore. Like we suffer from recentism so much when it comes to stories. And
It's not only that, like, you know, the other thing, but yeah, if they're talking about Israel, Palestine, of course I did it. I've done one 20-minute segment on any topic in the last 6 months, and it was on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict this week. Can you imagine that? But there is, I think, another issue here, which is let me see. I'm going to speak so clearly, and I'm going to get really close to the mic because I want to be super understood, and people can clip this, okay? Get the recorders ready, please. Criticism of the Israeli government is not necessarily anti-Semitic. Everybody heard that, right? However, it is interesting that there are so many people who use thinly veiled tropes about Jews to talk about the IP conflict, who never talk about what's going on with the Uyghurs, They never talk about what's going on in Eritrea. They have nothing to say about what Russia has done with Ukraine, Odessa, etc. They don't seem to have any care about the Haiti Dominican Republic situation. Like, if the standard is the crises in which the most number of people are dying, it's not the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. If it's the conflict that has been, okay. All right. Let's move on. So I have one more. Oh, this one we already did. I think we played this one already.
Work, it would be more apt if I said the writing needs to stop. We need to mow down dipshit N-words.
Okay, yeah, we played this one already. All right, so there it is. And again, I don't know. It seems as though Vosh and Mike from, Mike, the Central Mike, are sort of together, maybe, and Destiny's against both of them. I don't know. But a lot of people are angry. My marketing sense tells me there's something here that I could be making a lot of money from. But I don't know. I guess that's it. Can I play the Vosh clip? I don't even have a Vosh clip. I don't even know. I have no. The only clips I've seen are these. Yeah, I don't know. That's sort of where I'm at right now. All right, everybody. Thank you. I do want to say thanks to Canned Caviar for 4 months subscribed on Twitch. I want to say thanks to Manny for 3 months subscribed on Twitch. Thanks Lurdon for the 5 months. It's Me, John B, is now 10 months in. That crazy guy is 4 months in. I also want to say thank you to BDog BDH 2002 Gaming for the 3 months of subs. That's 6 people. 6 plus 5 is 11. And I really appreciate that. And I also, yes, I do have a coupon code going, better21 at joinpacman.com. Better21 at joinpacman.com. I will be thanking every single person who signs up at joinpacman.com. Okay, hold on. Here's a clip. I've been sent a clip. This is the Varsh clip. Or Va'ash. Let's take a listen. This is my first time seeing any of this stuff.
I'm not saying he's like some hardcore Netanyahu stan or anything, because I don't believe.
How could anyone say that? I think I have 10 years of public opposition to Benjamin Netanyahu. I've called him disgusting. I'm glad Varsh isn't saying that, because it would be insane to come away with that impression.
That at all. I just no, his opinion's different from mine on this. Okay, guys, wait. Are there 100 coins?
Coins?
Maybe saying he's a Zionist is a little bit too strong of language. I would like to amend it if I could.
So, it's like this entire thing about the Zionist debate. Ask me my opinion about policy. Do I think a valid solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is there's no more Israel? No, I don't. I believe in a two-state solution. I believe in an Israeli state, and I believe in a Palestinian state. Contiguous Palestinian state where everybody can live in peace. You lift the blockade. Right. So it's a debate without defining terms. That's the crazy thing. It seems wild to me to be like, he's a Zionist. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Well, maybe Zionist was too far. Hold on a second. Wait, whoa. What are we talking about here? If we're talking about is no more Israel the definition of what is a Zionist, or are you defining it some other way? Does Zionism mean you support Likud? Does Zionism mean you support Netanyahu or whatever? Okay, let's listen to a little more.
I would say, how do I say this?
Okay.
I think he plays enlightened centrist on it a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. Does that make...
I invented enlightened centrist. I play enlightened centrist. I invented the concept. And I believe I applied it to Dave Rubin and to Tim Pool. Right? What? Okay. I'm so, you know why I can't do the drama streaming? Because I'm so bored by this. This is so boring.
Makes sense. A little bit more charitable to Israel than I think is comfortable. A little bit less charitable to Palestine.
Okay. All right. There's Vosh. Anyway, I don't know. Big thank you to Lorraine. You know what really makes me happy? Thanking people. Lorraine Gilb just signed up at joinpacman.com. Lorraine, love you. All right. New member number 12 today. Very much appreciate that. Let's get to some super chats. Are there 100 coins, though? I don't know. Pear says, what aboutism? I'm disappointed, David. No, Pear. That is a rhetorical crutch on which some non-thinking people rest their full weight, which is when I say, I'm interested in why there are people who only care, tweet, and activate around the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and not any of the other 6 things I mentioned. It's not whataboutism. It's not saying any one of the conflicts doesn't matter. It's you have no direct connection to any of these countries. So why are you choosing only one of these instead of the other 6? It's not whataboutism would be saying, don't worry about this because of this other thing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for those who are just interested in perpetuating anti-Semitic tropes, talking only about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is convenient because you can't do anti-Semitic tropes on what's going on in Eritrea, on Ukraine, Russia, on any of these other things. So it's not whataboutism. It's not whataboutism would be saying no one should care about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and instead they should only care about the Uyghurs or whatever else the case, or Myanmar, or Saudi Arabia and Yemen, or whatever the case may be. And by the way, for the people who say the reason Israeli-Palestinian conflict is completely different than all of those is because of American funding of Israel, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, guys, come on. There's what, 2 to 3% as much stuff about that? So all of these issues are important is the point. All of these issues are important is the point. All of these issues are important is the point. And so when you find people who can't give a logically valid reason why they don't talk about any of the others, it's something to explore. Okay, let's move on. Did I see the Biden speech yesterday? Yes, we covered it. Yeah, I loved it. It was great. Varsh did call you a scientist. It was just a misunderstanding. Oh, okay. So it was scientist, not Zionist. I got that. Deepak Omni pilled. By the way, one of the most entertaining thing, I really have to tell you, one of the most entertaining things for me, when I get an alert, a Google alert, that there are clips of mine posted to the Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II subreddit. Reading the comments on my clips on the Destiny subreddit, I find absolutely hilarious. I don't know why. David, love the show and love what you do. Much love from Massachusetts. Thanks, Koba. Blake Feely says Mike from PA wants to have a civil conversation with you. Okay. You think is that it has anything to do with you not supporting the charity because you found out that it is allegedly funneling money to terrorists? Do I think what has something to do with that? See the other ones in reports, then all reporters is Wattist. Man, I don't know what Pear is talking about. I wouldn't take the Voosh clips too seriously. He stayed up for 24 hours and is probably confused. Okay. All right. I want to say thank you to Lynn Siegel. Lynn just signed up at joinpacman.com. Lynn paid full price, not even using a coupon code, just being safe, doesn't want to get arrested for those illegal coupon codes. Lynn, thank you. I really appreciate that. I also want to say thanks to Libra Girl as well as Sina McMillan. Nate the Younger just signed up via Twitch and says, I subbed because you invented enlightened centrism. Based. Also, DJ Captain Blee, Out of My Window, ZK4, Thank You Baby Jesus for My Hot Wife, Retox have all signed up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, thanks to Political Puppy for the 17 months. That's 9, putting us at 22. Just a very serious reminder. If you have Amazon Prime, you have $5 available to you every month that you can give to a streamer of your choice via Twitch Prime. It doesn't have to be me, but give it to someone. If you don't, you're leaving the money in Jeff Bezos' pocket. If you have Amazon Prime right now, you can take $5 out of Bezos' pocket and give it to me or whoever else. If you like whoever, okay, just make sure you're using it. And remember that it does not renew automatically. Does not renew automatically, okay? All right. Other super chats from the Coast Guard, fan from Lucerne, Switzerland. Wow, I love that. I may be in Switzerland this summer, actually. I have a wedding to go to in Italy, which hopefully happens. I will be in Spain beforehand, and the in-between is a question mark. It may be Zurich, in fact. I actually spent over the last 2 days, I think I've spent about 7 hours holding. I do other work while I'm holding with American Airlines and Iberian Airlines. I had all these really powerful flight credits with American from canceled pandemic trips. So because Iberian Airlines code shares with American, I had this 5-head, big brain, 7-head idea that I would use my credits to book Iberian Airlines flights through American Airlines because the Iberian Airline flights are the most convenient for the part of Spain that I'm going to. So I booked it all and it was great, but then I wanted seats. And so American says, because these are Iberian Airlines flights, you've got to call Iberian Airlines. It took me 3 hours to learn that. And then I call Iberian Airlines, and after 2 hours holding, they say, this was purchased through American Airlines. Sir, we can't assign you seats. The conversation was actually in Spanish. They said, Señor. They were actually calling me Señor David. We can't assign you seats. You have to call American Airlines. And I said, can I conference you guys together so you could maybe figure out how I can get seats? Insane waste of time. But ultimately, I have the ticket. I have no seat. That's where we are right now. Okay. Astro Ascension Tarot says a 2-state solution is best. I'm center left. John says, I've been watching your channel for years. Thanks for the honest content. Pear says, Foos FCOS. FCOS, I love your show, keeping you on your toes. All right. Have you read The Tyranny of Merit by Michael Sandel? I did not. I have not read it. Deepak, love the content. I think you dismissed PCRF a little too quickly. If you dig into the connections to Hamas, they seem like a stretch. That may be, for international relief, I love the Red Cross. That's my default because I don't feel like there's any question mark. Yeah, I don't even have anything else to say about that. Will right-wing terrorism increase due to big lie in future elections? Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes. Thanks for turning me on to the Toon channel, David. How is it not more popular? The production value is out of this world. Yeah, let's check in on Toon. Toon cooking YouTube. Here it is. Toon had upper management written all over him. So let's just look at some of these clips. So I proposed that people... let's see even what's going on. Copy link address. A couple months ago, I said to people, hey, you guys should really sign up for subscribe to this channel because it's great. It's a guy I know and he does Thai cooking. And look at the effect. This is the Pac-Man effect on the Toon channel. Where was this? Wait, how can I figure this out? Weekly. User summary, detailed statistics. I would like to go by month. See, look at this. This was when I promoted the channel right here. And it was this massive bump right here. It went from, oh wait, no, it was even before that. Anyway, he had 300 subscribers and then now he's at 6,000. The channel's still doing great. There's some of the top cooking videos, I believe, on YouTube right now. Beautifully filmed, perfectly executed. And I was thinking it might be cool if I did a crossover with the Toon channel where I learned to cook some of these dishes. I think that would be interesting. I don't know. Maybe that would go on the forthcoming second YouTube channel someday. But a lot of different ideas that we're working with. Alvaro says, greetings from sunny and rainy Costa Rica. I almost went to Costa Rica and then the pandemic. Tragic. But I hope to get there soon. Legionary Dragon says, have you heard about the U.S. and Philippine navies working together and pushing out Chinese boats off Whitsun Reef last month? I did not hear about that. Can we meet? I need to talk English for a school test. I'm busy today, Joel. I apologize. Tyler says most Memorial Day subs will be dropped in a month. No. David, Senor, can you get good pulpo where you are? Pulpo a la gallega is one of my faves. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be in Galicia in August. I will be in Santiago de Compostela and other related places. I will be at the Central Market. And I will be having the octopus. There is no doubt about it. I've had that before. It is one of the best octopi I've had. Let's see if I can even find a video. Octopus. I believe that it is this. Yeah, that's great. That's a great dish. Yep, this is where it is. This is where I'll be.
Miole. Today we are going to prepare octopus a la feira.
Right.
Is
anyway, it's just octopus cut up with paprika.
And sweet paprika.
Yeah.
First step, we are going to cut the octopus into slices.
I love octopus. That's just my favorite, basically.
We are going to place it in a nicer way.
Look at that. Yeah, no, that's a great dish.
Once we place all the octopus, let's drop some olive oil. Be
Spanish olive oil, ideally.
It has a beautiful color.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we will add...
It's funny when people are like, this looks too simple to possibly be any good, but it's like, no, that's what makes it so good. You know, you don't need crispy fried onions, deep fried and dropped on top of it, and then a white sauce and that type of stuff. This is cooked. Yeah, this is cooked.
Sweet paprika in more quantity than the spicy paprika. For the spicy paprika, we need to add just a little bit. I think like this is enough. And with a bit of spicy.
The spicy is the best. That's great stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I will be in Galicia this summer. Spain opening really, really strongly, and looking forward to being there. Thank you to Tecolote for 4 months subscribed on Twitch. Lucas Orion, welcome for the first time. Fresh Cut Grass just signed up. ODW is now in for 7 months. Also, thanks to Ali Oops and the Dark Unicorn, CM Hrox and Nathan's, Scotto Trauma and Kamikavas, Feldon Thatcher and the Applebit. That's 12. Thank you very much. 12 and 22 is 34. I appreciate that. Let's do a little something extra. Today only, website memberships, get ready for this, they count triple. 3 times 1, all right? JoinPacman.com memberships today only count triple. And if we get to 100, the phones are going wide open. And I mean wide open. Other super chats, Trump is furious because they think he got more votes, but they are against ending electoral college. Are they against it or not? Complete hypocrisy. One of the many inconsistencies. Of course, one of the many inconsistencies. You read over my comment earlier, David. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. You can put your music in Spotify for free, David. What are you on about? They're probably scamming you. Well, I've not paid anybody anything, so nobody has scammed me. But it's possible someone is attempting to scam me. That's perfectly possible. Peppy says tacos or burritos. I used to be bigger on burritos. Lately, I am more into tacos. Much more into the tacos lately. Owen says, what are you growing this summer in the garden? I've played the video twice. I guess I could pull it up real quick. Here's what I'm growing in my garden right now. Let's see here. This is the garden. And we'll do playback speed slower. So we've got your you got your Swiss chard. We'll just do a quick tour through it. We're not going to do it like, you know, yesterday. A jalapeno pepper there. That's a jalapeno pepper plant. Beautiful jalapenos. That is my gourmet purple lettuce. It starts, there's actually, I realized there's two kinds. There's these big purple leaves on the left and then kind of like a purplish green leaf on the right. It's really two plants. I didn't even realize it. My perennial mint back on its own, looking really strong. This is already 5 days old, so it's like crazy what's going on. These are chocolate tomatoes. They don't taste like chocolate, but they're just kind of brownish red. Some Italian basil. There's my flat leaf parsley. My yellow sun sugar tomatoes. And then a little more Italian basil. Genovese basil, as some people refer to it. And then these tomatoes are going to be great. Yellow cherry hybrids. It's a beautiful hybrid. Here's another tomato plant, the one that's already biggest. And yeah, that's going to be great stuff. A little bit of a weed there, which I pull. Look at that strong pull, just right out by the roots. Everything's out. Then we've got our cukes. This is a lemon cucumber. They're round and yellow. It's a round yellow cucumber. It's very interesting. Here are my sugar snap peas, and I've got a bunch of different plants throwing shoots everywhere. Yeah. This is my Greek oregano. I know some people are like, we've seen this every day, but somebody asked. That's my Greek oregano, came back on its own. It's full bush. This is a yellow banana pepper, or banana pepper, I guess. They're kind of greenish yellow. Another tomato. This is an orange tomato, I believe. Or red. Now I don't remember. And then that's another type of pepper. I've got my Italian oregano. Look at that. I made a pizza yesterday using a pesto I made from that oregano. English thyme. Cilantro, or coriander, as some people call it. Japanese eggplant. 2 Japanese eggplant plants. And my second year strawberry bush, which is going to be very productive, I can already tell. I got 6 strawberries out of it last year. There's 30. There must be 30 seeds on it already. Look at that strawberry. So that's it. Okay, that's what we've got today from the garden. I'll do an update soon because there are major developments already. It's grown quite a bit, in fact, since I even filmed that. Coriander and cilantro are, yeah, so here's the thing. Coriander is the seed. In the United States, we call cilantro the leaf that you use like on tacos. And then the coriander is like it's a spice. It's a seed that you can toast and grind up. In the UK, I believe in India, maybe in some other countries, they just refer to cilantro as coriander. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Michelle says you skipped my earlier comment. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. Let me see. We're packheads. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Packheads is certainly an idea. David, sir, my wife authorized me to send you $5 to find out what kind of soil you use for your potted vegetables. It's different soils over time. I keep just mixing in new soil and all of the dead plants from the previous year. And I've gotten a couple of different types of soil, a bunch of different things. I couldn't list them, though. I don't know what they're called. Frankie says, ever thought of living in California? Yes, I may be living there right now, in fact. Watched your content since DNC 2012. You helped me understand politics, and I've worked 4 campaigns since as an organizer and a field director. Nice, Dwayne. Glad you got involved. That's fantastic. Mike says Republicans sign abortion bill in Texas. Do you think this is because of this event for Biden? No. And we covered that on today's bonus show, actually. We covered that story on the bonus show. I encourage you to check it out. Daniel says, I knew a chiropractor who treated ballpark vendors, was cracking backs for Cracker Jacks. Nice. Nicely done. James says, did you see the 60-minute UFO video? What are your thoughts? Yeah, my takeaways are it's probably some kind of foreign countries. I think it's a combination. So I go with the most likely explanation. And for me, the most likely explanation is that some of the observations that are made are not entirely accurate when they say it was moving at X speed or something like that. That may not be completely accurate. And it seems to me that the most likely explanation is this is some kind of foreign surveillance thing, or even something so secret that even the people who are flying around for the U.S. Navy and Air Force just don't know what it is. They may not even be cleared. I don't know. What do I know? It's Oxfam's razor, exactly. Desiree DeLong just signed up at joinpacman.com and used the coupon code BETTER21. Now watch this. This is something special. Website memberships count triple today, so Desiree gets us number 35, 36, and 37. On the other hand, M. Ballint, G. Watts, Johnny X have all signed up on Twitch. That's 3 people. And that also counts as 3 because you've got your sort of triple your money thing. Tyler says, from the standpoint of medical, how did you react to your second dose? Arm pain, fever, headache, flu-like neck pain, in bed for about a day. And then I was immune. So it was a great thing. Frumpus says, record break. This is the biggest May 20th, 2021 news and politics stream hosted by a left-handed Argentinian Jew with U.S. citizenship. I think that that's correct. I think that it's a privilege to be hosting it. Veggies are looking good. Do you use any sort of chemical additives? No. How are your NPK levels? I have no idea. I've never tested it. My girlfriend is a huge fan of the Garden Grows. Excellent, yeah. So this is something very special, but next week, I got Moderna, by the way, for people asking. Next week, we may have a big time gardening YouTube channel that will do a reaction to my garden. And I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it more than most stuff on YouTube. Antimatter says you need to triple your output of plants you're producing. COVID and poorly planned farming areas have devastated our supply lines. All right. Will do. Ryan says, if you haven't read about grafting plants, you can get a plant to grow multiple types of fruit. Many are trees, but it's not exclusive to this. Yeah, I've looked at some of the grafting stuff. It's interesting. Very interesting. And I would be open to looking at more of it. Okay, let me pull up a couple of other things that I wanted to look at. Oh, so yesterday I did like a rant about cancel culture and Joe Rogan's comments, and I got a bunch of emails from people saying they loved it and a bunch of emails from people saying it made no sense whatsoever and I should never do that again. So I thought I would just look back at it. Here it is. Let's just take a listen. This is me yesterday. I want to see if I think it made sense or not.
A lot of people that are taking advantage of this weirdness in our culture, and then that becomes their thing. Their thing is calling people out for their privilege, calling people out.
Okay, so I think Joe Rogan goes way too far here, and this issue of wokeness and who gets to speak and all this different stuff, it's being dramatically overblown. So here's my take on it.
Okay.
In general, critical. Let me see. I want to make this like a 7-head take. I don't want to just kind of like throw out some stuff here. Mm-hmm. I really want to like address this because this is a real issue, and I think there's an important conversation here. Let me see if I can gather my thoughts. a lot of these modern, I sort of like blacked out during this rant, so I'm reviewing it. It's almost like I'm seeing it for the first time. Critical theories that include critical race theory and others sort of were birthed by Foucault, postmodernism, and they focus, for my take, for my taste and from my perspective, too much on all narrative is valid and language. Okay, now is the word Foucaultian, is that a word? Can someone just quickly
We decided it is.
check me on that? Is that the term Foucaultian? Dear God, no one knows. It is now. Okay, people know what I mean. The Foucaultian postmodernist idea was actually a really great thing for the analysis of literature. Okay? The problem that I have is that when applied to a lot of other areas, whether it's the economy, whether it's race, whether it's
I don't know, guys. Making a lot of
all
sense.
these other things, it essentially makes it impossible for us to say, hey, you know what? Not all ideas are valid. Not every narrative deserves an equal seat at the table, etc. And this really goes both ways, because the right loves to critique the left along the lines of every narrative is equally valid and all of this other stuff, by saying, look, by the left's philosophy on this,
This is pretty good. I'm liking this, actually.
understanding about economic struggles is equally valid, and we can't say that just doesn't make any sense. That's not based in fact. We don't need to really consider that. Okay, I heard it. It makes no sense. We're eliminating that from the discussion. And what you get when you're driving a principle is that all narratives are equally valid, and especially narratives attached to certain language or certain identity are more valid. That is a problem. That is a problem. And this is not me going anti-woke or anything. The point is that the Foucaultian postmodernist ideas, which did a lot of great things for analysis of literature, I don't think are serving us particularly well in some of these other areas.
I'm liking it, guys. I'm not going to watch the entire thing, but that's making a lot of sense to me, I have to tell you. So tomorrow maybe we'll review me reviewing that from yesterday, but I think that that's kind of interesting. I don't know what to tell you. Tell me if I'm wrong. I want to say thank you to Rachel Ory, Kevin Gouldy, and Marley Price, all three of whom just signed up at joinpacman.com. Website memberships count 3x today. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 40, 0 plus 9 is 9, and 4 is 49. Also, big thank you to J.M. Stanek, Inshall Music, Jon Snow Awakens, Geminetti, Boilermaker, Don Norn, all of whom just signed up via Twitch. That's 6, putting us at 55. Appreciate that very much. Okay, other super chats coming in. Let me see what we've got here. Rest in peace, Kentaro Muira. I apologize, but I don't know who that is. Let me see who that is. Japanese manga artist, best known for Berserk. Okay. Yes, rest in peace. Died 2 weeks ago. Thanks for letting us know. What are your thoughts on Cinema and Mansion? You'd have to be a little more specific than that, but we spoke about them a little bit on yesterday's show. Monoxide has retracted a message. Frankie Delgado says, I'm 25, wasn't going to vaccinate, but your videos made it clear. Mom and I took J&J Feel Good. Nicely done, Frankie. Put at least 2 vaccinations in my name, please, if anybody's keeping a ledger. David, the UFO videos were debunked. Thunderfoot gives a good debunking. The lens shutter shape can make any shape. Math shows the Tic Tac is a bird. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Joe was going to speak about Alzheimer's today, but he forgot. Nah, that's lame. I don't know. That's not even. If that counts as comedy right now, then we're in trouble. We're in real trouble. Okay, yeah, we are standing by for Joe Biden. Now, someone told me Jen Psaki is still going with her press briefing. That can't possibly be true, can it? No, it ended at least a half hour ago. Let me see here. No, yeah, this is the next event. The channel's live. They should be starting any moment. They're about 20 minutes late right now. So it should be starting quite soon. Let me get to a couple of voicemails. Let me see here. Got a couple from the Eggman about masking in upstate New York. Let's take a listen.
Hi, Dave and Pat. I am over 2 weeks since my second vaccination. I went shopping in Wegmans yesterday with no mask on because my state lifted these mask requirements. It felt great. I'm not going to get COVID. Other people without masks are either vaccinated or they don't care, and they weren't, and they just don't follow rules. So I think people that are already vaccinated should just stop wearing masks, and we should move on with this. I did it to be safe. I did it to virtue signal, and now that I'm safe, I'm not wearing it. So I don't see any reason for people to wear masks. Do you think some people that are all vaccinated still wear masks just a virtue signal, even though they're safe, and they just want to keep showing people you should wear them?
Yeah.
Shalom, brother.
Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of people post on Facebook, like, I don't think I even need a mask anymore. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm going to wear it so people don't think I'm a Republican. So there's definitely people doing that. I'm not doing that. When the CDC said no more outdoor masks needed, I haven't worn it outdoors since, unless I'm like waiting in line, at a grocery store that says, please wear your mask in line. And places that require the mask indoors, I'm wearing. I'm just following CDC guidelines, state guidelines, and the guidelines of businesses. It's that simple for me, okay? The Eggman also had another call. Let's listen.
Hi, Dave. I'm a proud New Yorker, and I just want to tell you, Andrew Giuliani will never win anything in New York. No public office, not governor, not dog catcher, nothing. His father's head melted, and he farted on live TV in front of the whole country. He is the laughingstock of New York State.
Right.
Really. Nobody is voting for this guy. No worries in New York State. We are not.
What did he say? His face melted and he farted?
That stupid. Before COVID hit, in the very beginning, I was one of the first people to wear a mask at work, and I got dirty looks, and then it became mandatory. This week, I stopped wearing my mask because I'm well over 2 weeks double vaccinated. I got more dirty looks, and then 2 days later, no more masks mandatory where I work. I am ahead of the curve. I've beaten this COVID crap. America's beaten it. People that are double vaccinated should not wear masks anymore anywhere. That's the whole point of this. I'm not virtue signaling by wearing a mask. I'm just being safe, and now that I'm safe, I'm done. We should all stop wearing them. You should stop wearing a mask everywhere now, David, because you're double vaxxed.
Well, I'm following state law. If state law is still X, then I'm going to do X. But yeah, I mean, it's all happening. It's all happening. We have not yet beaten COVID, but we are well on our way. By the way, the Rudy farting thing, I've almost forgotten about it. I want to review that. Rudy Giuliani fart. A lot of the stuff that happened before Joe Biden was president, it almost feels not real.
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you, they don't want to know the truth.
It's still just as funny. It really is.
Very free to lie. Mr. Giuliani,
Representative,
I'm just
you have
hoping,
a point of order?
I'm just hoping to get an answer to the other questions about Mr. Barr and others who have disproven a lot of
I gave you the answer.
You have a point of order?
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you, they don't want to know the truth. Very, very free to
Yeah, that was a wild that was a wild time. I mean, it's just crazy. This is almost as good as, you all know my favorite clips. Where is my favorite Trump clip? Hold on. Trump audio engineer. Oh, I can't find it. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it here. Trump struggling with the audio is basically the best. So let's see. Hold on. Trump audio engineer. Trump audio feedback 2020. I don't even remember when it was. Damn, now I can't find it. That's too bad. If I search for Trump feedback, will it come up? No. Man, that's really too bad. And I know that I have them somewhere in my wiki, my internal wiki. That's too bad. Democratic audio engineer. Yeah. Democratic audio engineer. No, it's not coming up. That's really too bad. Those are some of my favorite clips. I know I'm like searching my own internal database. I just don't know what to find. What to search for. Trump microphone feedback. No. Don't pay that guy. Yeah, exactly. Trump, don't pay that guy. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's Trump talking about not paying black people. Trump microphone feedback. Oh, here it is.
Americans a message like they haven't heard for a long time. I'm fighting for school choice, right? Right? School choice, big deal. Safe neighborhoods, Hispanic-owned small businesses. We have great
small
business people here. I know some of them. I've helped some of them. And are incredible. Oh, these people don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's the best.
Let me recover my ears for 1 second. Whoever did this microphone, don't pay him.
Right.
You know, I have a reputation for not paying, and it's a false reputation. When somebody does a lousy job, like a microphone that's no good, or like teleprompters that fly with the wind, I say, don't pay them. But we love our incredible Hispanic American members of law enforcement.
Yeah, man, that is just the best.
By the Vice President of the United States.
All right, here we go. Big day. No mask. Oh my God. Fox News is going to lose their minds. Oh, is anybody wearing? It looks like nobody's wearing masks. Wow. Wow.
All righty then.
They like you.
Good afternoon.
By the way, the step that Kamala stands on when she speaks, I love it. For some reason, when she steps
by
up.
Saying to all of the leaders here, thank you. Thank you. To the members of our United States Congress on both sides of the aisle who helped pass the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act.
Right.
Thank you. And a special thanks to Senator Mazie Hirono. And Congresswoman Grace Meng. For leading this incredible effort. And I know you did not do it alone. And there are many more. I could name a couple of whom I will. Among them, Senator Tammy Duckworth, Senator Richard Blumenthal, Senator Jerry Moran, Congresswoman Judy Chu, Congressman Don Beyer, and Congressman Fred Upton.
Republicans are furious that they're not wearing masks now, which is what they wanted.
History will remember this day and this moment when our nation took action to combat hate. Thank you all. Around this time last year, when I was in the Senate, Senator Hirono and Senator Duckworth and I introduced a resolution in the United States Senate condemning the rise of anti-Asian sentiment in our country. At that time, more than 1,100 anti-Asian hate incidents had been reported since the start of the pandemic. Today, that number is more than 6,600. And I'm talking about incidents where businesses are being vandalized in our biggest cities and in our smallest towns. I'm talking about a 61-year-old man getting kicked in the head, 2 elderly women being stabbed while waiting for the bus, 8 people in Atlanta getting shot on a Tuesday night. This violence, it did not come from nowhere, and none of it is new. In my life, my lived experience,
wow,
I have seen how hate can pervade our communities. I have served in the justice system, in the legislative branch, and in the executive branch. I have seen how hate can impede our progress. And I have seen how people uniting against hate can strengthen our country. Those here today are united. This bill brings us one step closer to stopping hate, not only for Asian Americans, but for all Americans. It will expedite the Justice Department's review of hate crimes, every type of hate crime. It will designate an official at the department to oversee the effort, and it will expand efforts to make the reporting of hate crimes more accessible at the local and state levels. But after the president signs this bill today,
right,
our work will not be done. Here is the truth. Racism exists in America. Xenophobia exists in America.
Fox News malding.
Anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, homophobia, transphobia, it all exists.
Uh-oh.
And so the work to address injustice,
that's controversial these days
exists,
among some,
remains the work ahead. My fellow Americans, it is my great honor to mention and to say to you what you already know. We have a president of the United States in one Joe Biden,
who doesn't call it the China virus,
committed to this work. He is determined to, I will quote from him, give hate no safe harbor. And I'll tell you firsthand, I've seen what you know. His actions match his powerful words.
Wow.
It is my great honor to introduce the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Usually someone runs over and pulls the step stool. It might be this guy. Let's see. It's such a smooth move. There he goes, and he pulls the stool. I don't know why I find that so endearing. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Susan, progress is possible. We're moving. Good afternoon, everyone. As I said from the beginning of my campaign, Madam Speaker, that the campaign for president throughout, and you would call me and tell me, keep it up, was about bringing people together, about uniting the country. We need to unite as one people, one nation, one America. And that was the thing I was most often criticized about, saying, how can you unite the country? We must unite the country. I said it in my kickoff speech in Philadelphia. I said it again when I spoke at Gettysburg, and I emphasized it in my inaugural address.
Just one brief interruption. One of the things that's great about these events is right-wingers are just desperate to stop Joe Biden from doing anything and to make up all these fake scandals. And he's just quietly doing stuff and signing stuff into law, doing COVID stimulus, moving forward on this, moving forward on that. The masks have come off at a certain point because we're moving forward, and they're just so furious that he's just doing things and ignoring them. And I love it.
Racism, the ugly poison that has long haunted and plagued our nation. Today, I can say that because of all of you, many of you sitting right in front of me, you've taken that first step. It's an important step. I'd like to thank the Congress and the members who are here today, Democrats and Republicans, who came together to get the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act on my desk. Well, on a desk I'm about to sign on. But I want to thank the Majority Leader Schumer, and I want to thank Speaker Pelosi for your leadership. I also want to thank the leader from the state of Kentucky for letting it go forward. It's important. It's important. Most of all, Maisie, or Senator, I called you Maisie. I apologize, Maisie. I called Chuck anyway, yeah. Senator Hirano, Senator Tammy Duckworth, who helped deliver this 94-1 vote. When you get involved, Tammy, you don't screw around. You just 94-1. State Representative Grace Mann, Judy Chu, who helped deliver a 364 to 62 vote in the House of Representatives. That's incredible. I also want to thank, as I said, Republican members in Congress.
Was Josh Hawley the one guy who voted against?
And Senator Collins. I also want to thank as I said, to all of the folks, all the people here today who are involved, and those of you, whether you're in the Congress or not, supporting this effort. I say thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was Cruz or Hawley?
But we simply haven't seen this kind of bipartisanship for much too long.
Gates isn't a senator, guys.
You're showing that our democracy can work and deliver for the American people. Just days after the mass shooting in Atlanta area, the Vice President Harris and I, we went down to Atlanta to meet with Asian Americans and the community across Georgia. It was a raw and emotional visit we had. We heard about their pain, their fear, anger, and all that existed in the community, and the feelings were about those feelings that they felt invisible, not seen. We heard how too many Asian Americans have been waking up each morning this past year genuinely fearing for their safety, just opening the door and walking down the street, and safety for their loved ones. The moms and dads, when they let their kids out the door to go to school, were worried. Attacked, blamed, scapegoated, harassed during this pandemic. Living in fear for their lives, as I said, just walking down the street. Grandparents afraid to leave their homes, even to get vaccinated, for fear of being attacked. Small business owners targeted and gunned down. Students worried about two things: COVID-19 and being bullied. Documented incidents of hate against Asian Americans has seen a shocking spike, as the Vice President has outlined at the front of her comments, let alone the ones that have never been reported. Gut-wrenching attacks on some of the most vulnerable people in our nation, the elderly, low-wage workers, women, brutally attacked simply by walking outside or waiting for a bus. Asian American women suffered twice as many incidents of harassment and violence as Asian American men. And the conversation we had in Atlanta is one we're hearing all across the country, that all of this hate hides in plain sight. It hides in plain sight. And too often, it is met with silence. Silence by the media, silence by our politics, and silence by our history. For centuries, Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders, diverse and vibrant communities have helped build this nation, only to be often stepped over, forgotten, or ignored. Lived here for generations, but still considered by some the other. It's wrong. It's simply, to use the phrase, it's simply un-American. My message to all of those of you who are hurting is we see you. And the Congress has said, we see you. And we are committed to stop the hatred and the bias. In my first week in office, I signed a presidential memorandum directing federal agencies, all of them, to combat the resurgence of xenophobia. Not just one, every agency. Attorney General Garland, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, Associate Attorney General Gupta are all here today. The Department of Justice is strengthening its partnership with the community to prevent these crimes, in addition to its other work to take on violent extremism and domestic terrorism. And with the new law, this new law, the Department of Justice and our entire administration is going to step up. Right now, this is a critical problem of hate crimes being underreported. It stems from two challenges. First, there's lack of resources and training for state and local law enforcement to accurately identify and report hate crimes to the FBI. Secondly, for more people in communities of color, there are language and cultural barriers in how to communicate what's happening to them. This law is going to make a difference. For example, the Department of Justice will issue clear guidance for state, city, and tribal and law enforcement agencies on how to establish online reporting of hate crimes. It'll work with the Department of Health and Human Services to raise public awareness of COVID-19 hate crimes that occurred during the pandemic. It will also be a devoted official at the Department of Justice whose sole job is to expedite the review of hate crime reports. And thanks to two families here today, the law will help state and local governments ensure hate crime information is more accessible to the public. The family of Heather Heyer, a civil rights activist whose life was taken standing up to Nazis marching from the shadows of vengeance in Charlottesville. And the family of Khalid Jabara, a proud son of a family who's immigrated from Lebanon in search of new beginnings, who was gunned down in front of their home here in America, in the United States of America, by a neighbor fueled by hate. Khalid and Heather were murdered on the same day, 1 year apart. Instead of sharing the dreams they had for their children, both families share profound grief. And they've shown incredible courage to turn their pain into purpose. I hope you'll not be offended, but I ask both families to please stand.
Wow.
Folks, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here, because I know it's hard. No matter how celebratory it is, a law is being changed. When you have to show up at something memorializing your family, it's like you got the news 10 seconds ago. It's the hardest thing to do. I know from experience it takes enormous courage. But I hope that every day that's passed, the memory, son and daughter, brings a smile to your lips before it brings a tear to your eye. Because I promise you, a lot of people understand who've gone through similar things. It's hard. So I really mean when I say thank you. Thank you for being here. It takes a lot of courage. Thank you.
Shouldn't he be insulting someone? I don't know.
Because of you, the amendment named in honor of Khalid and Heather is now law to make sure that hate crimes are more accurately counted and reported, and hopefully leading to a continued focus on ending these crimes. And will provide resources to create specialized hate crimes units that will also help states create hotlines for hate crimes at state and local levels that will be accessible for people with limited English proficiency. And it provides resources for training for state and local law enforcement to identify, investigate, and report these heinous crimes. But of all the good that the law can do, we have to change our hearts. We have to change the hearts of the American people. Hate can't, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Hate can be given no safe harbor in America. I mean it, no safe harbor. It can't be dismissed like, well, that's just what happens. My sister Valerie and I talk about it all the time. You got to speak up. Speak up and speak out. It's on all of us together, to make it stop. My message is to all of those who think this doesn't matter to them, or this is not a problem, look around. Look in the mirror. Look in the eyes of your children. Every one of us are lessened. Every one of us are lessened. And we're all hurt by this hate. It has a way of seeping sort of through the cracks into communities and children who, in fact, wouldn't have crossed their mind. Words have consequences, as the senator knows. He preaches it. He understands it. Consequences. But silence is complicity. Silence is complicity. And we cannot be complicit. We have to speak out. We have to act. That's what you've done. And I can't thank you enough. I'm proud today. I'm proud today of the United States. I'm proud today of our political system, the United States Congress. I'm proud today that Democrats and Republicans have stood up together to say something. Let me close with this.
Wow.
Grief, as we all know, is universal, but so is hope. So is love. Sounds corny, but it really is. It really is. And hope and love can be contagious. We're the United States of America.
Right.
We're good and decent people. We're unique among all nations in that we are uniquely a product of a document, not an ethnicity, not a religion, not a geography, of a document. And think about this, I'm being literal. Uniquely a product of a document that says we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Every time we're silent,
gonna have to turn it down.
every time we let hate flourish, we make a lie of who we are as a nation. I mean it literally. We cannot let the very foundation of this country continue to be eaten away like it has been in other moments in our history and happening again. I looked at this law that you all passed as maybe the first break, the first significant break on a moment in our history that has to be turned around. Not Democrat, Republican, has to be turned around. As a consequence, we should do what is required by the obligations of this democracy, by our faith in God and our faith in each other, to do justice, to love mercy, to walk humbly, and as fellow human beings and fellow Americans, remember, we're unique in all of history as a nation. This is the United States of America, for God's sake. And God bless you all, particularly those who push this through and continue to push it. Now I'm going to sign this bill, which is a great honor. I don't know who's calling, but tell them we're busy.
Oh, man.
I was going to say, unless it was my sister, but she's here. So I'd like to invite to the stage Senator Hirano, Senator Duckworth, Congresswoman Grace Meng, Congresswoman Judy Chu, Congresswoman Don Beyer, Senator Richard Blumenthal, And
let's sign this thing.
Senator Moran, but I don't think he could be here today. Actually, I should put the table down the middle of all of you and sign it down there.
I hope it's that tiny desk.
Thank you, thank you. If I can get my name, will you sign it for me? All right.
Everybody's vaccinated. Masks are off. Oh boy. Shouldn't they be Sharpies? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. Thank you. Congratulations to you all.
He's not holding it up even. Things are being done. Can't say things aren't being done.
All right. Thank you. I've heard me say this before as I walk out of my grandpa's house every time he said, Joey, keep the faith. My grandmother goes, no, Joey, spread it. Let's go spread that faith.
See, his little stories he tells are totally authentic. He's telling them in private, you know? Not literally private, but off mic anyway. We're going back to handshaking. Questions being yelled from the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated while the president and the vice president depart. Thank you.
Oh God, the screaming. Did someone just tell Merrick Garland he's the second best attorney general? I think I heard that. Question from OAN about Hunter's laptop coming in. All right. Well, listen, very good. An anti-hate bill was signed. That's a great thing. I had one other thing, which I forgot to go over with you guys before, but it's really funny. So earlier in the stream, we played all these clips of, you know, Destiny talking about Vosh, talking about me, talking about you know, this whole entire thing. Last night, when I was just looking at Twitch and YouTube, I went over to Destiny's stream trying to find one of the clips, and I almost got banned for impersonating myself. This is like the funniest thing. And there was nothing I could do to convince them. So I showed up and said, hey, can someone point me to something? Fake Pac-Man. And one of the moderators said, I'm not going to let you stay in here with that username. I almost got banned for impersonating myself. And then I said, it's my personal account. This is the one I use to browse YouTube. How can I verify? And I think I left quickly enough that I didn't get banned. But I almost got banned for impersonating David Pac-Man. Can you imagine, guys? I mean, if that is just absolutely something else. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Joe Biden signed it. We answered questions. We did it all. We really did it all. And I'll be back with everybody very soon.